Good morning, and thank you for waking up with DFW Close-Up. I'm your host, Rebecca Combs, and here's what's coming up today. Texas versus the Nations is helping the community and bringing an all-star challenge to Allen. We have the details. And a new gun club is open in Frisco. Find out what the buzz is about. Plus, an 11-year veteran of Keller Fire Rescue is battling leukemia. Find out how you can help. But first,
and that's what this model is all about, is bringing together the women veterans.
An organization that serves to protect women veterans. You're watching DFW Close-Up. Oftentimes, women veterans get overlooked, and here to talk more about that is Colonel Kim Olson with Grace After Fire. Thank you so much for being here.
Ashley. Great to be here with you.
Thank you. Okay, so tell me a little bit, I said women veterans, they do get overlooked, and why is that, do you think?
Well, I think one of the reasons is women don't look like military people. They don't look like veterans. But I think today's announcement by the Secretary of Defense opening up all the combat roles for women is about to change that.
Right. And what kind of things do they face when they get out of the military?
Well, a lot of our veterans are struggling with unemployment rate. They're struggling with the ability to integrate from a combat zone back into normal society. They're looking for jobs if you want to help a vet, hire a vet today. And just kind of shutting off those things that make them effective as military folks sometimes doesn't resonate well with women in the nurturing roles that we have.
Sure. And you are with the organization Grace After Fire.
I am. Grace After Fire, yeah.
Yes, and tell me more about that organization and how it helps.
Well, Grace After Fire is a nonprofit that helps women vets basically help themselves. And what we have is a peer-to-peer model, because we know from experience that vets kind of bring other vets to the table. So if anyone watching the show out here today is looking for a way to help or a way to understand some of the things that our vets are going through, they can check us out at graceafterfire.org.
Awesome. And tell me some more about yourself and how you got involved in this.
Well, I am from the first generation of female pilots in the military, so I'd like to say those of us with gray hair or chemically altered gray hair kind of took the doors off the hinges for women to now be able to serve in combat roles. But I think the piece we missed is in incorporating a safety net after those folks who do the business of going to war come back to the United States, and now they need some help maybe integrating, getting jobs, resetting their skills, and just sort of having healthy relationships with their support group.
Right, and you obviously have a lot of personal experience to draw from. So, I guess tell me a little bit more about that and how you think that helps you as far as helping others.
Well, again, being one of the first and few women, I understand what it's like to be in an all-male arena. I've been to Iraq, so I understand what it's like to be in a combat zone. And the demands that our military families, our spouses, and our children have. I have a husband and 2 kids, and so I'd pack my bags and wave at my hubby and I'd say, see you in a couple weeks, and there he'd be with the 2 kids. So our military families, the joke is that those of us that serve in the military volunteer, but we draft our families. So sometimes the families take a big toll as we go out and serve in harm's way. And the other point is that only 1% of the nation serves in the military anymore. So that means that the burden of doing like Iraq and Afghanistan for almost a decade falls on a real small minority of people that are in this country. So when they come back, they've probably been on multiple deployments. So it's really tough on them. So I think the 99% of us that enjoy this great country kind of owe them something around that. And the best thing that we can do is thank them, we can hire them, and honor them in their communities.
I just got chills. It's just so true. They go through so much. And I was telling you earlier, I have friends in the military. My dad was, and my grandfathers were both in the military. And it's just, you give your whole life for our country, and the best we can do is thank you and help you when you get back.
Exactly. But aren't we lucky that in this country we have a generation of kids who will volunteer to don a uniform and go in harm's way for the rest of us. And I think that's telling of the parents out there and the families that support us as we do the business of the nation.
And if people want to help, find out more, where should they go? What should they do?
Well, again, you can go to graceafterfire.org. It's our nonprofit website that we have. And again, if you want to do grassroots movement, there are all kinds of veteran organizations right there in your local community. So I would encourage your listening an audience out there to get involved and help a vet by, again, recognizing them, thanking them, and if you have the capacity, give them a job, because we know that work makes warriors well.
Perfect. Thank you so much for
You are more
being
than
here
welcome,
today. And remember, if you do want to learn more, you go to graceafterfire.org. And coming up, find out how you can help save a man who dedicates his life to saving ours. You're watching DFW Close Up.